Alright, let's settle this debate. Was Nightmare on Elm Street 2 gay? Yes, it was. I think this is pretty much on the nose. Look at that metaphor. A guy coming out of yourself, right? He's coming out. And get all the gay metaphors like balls flying at your face, right? Balls flying at your face inside the gym locker room. And snapping his ass with towels? Was that necessary? I don't know, man. And that's like Olympic level snapping towels, man. They sounded like bullets, like you're caning your butt. And Jesse is like the first scream queen because, dude, that fool can scream. Or even though he was turning into Freddy Krueger, pre-Freddy Krueger turning, he still didn't get on with that, like, fine Meryl Streep looking sort of girl, you know? They were sort of just like pals the whole time. I like her. She's sweet, and, you know, there's nothing wrong with him, but, you know, you just don't buy their chemistry together because you go, well, Jesse, you're gay. It's not going to work out at the end for him. And it's sweet that she like puts her life on the line and tries to save Jesse even though he's being possessed by Freddy Krueger. But it's like out of a love, like a friendship love. I don't think they ended up happily after and having babies. Hey, I'm Brian, Slasher in Suits. What's going on, dudes? Alright, so pretty much Jesse's gay. Or not really even Jesse's gay. This whole movie has a bunch of gay undertones, gay themes. But it was the 80s, and AIDS was scary stuff back then. But overall, you get a pretty cool, like, Freddy Krueger possession movie. That's what this movie is, pretty much. It's Freddy Krueger possessing a new guy in order to jump in the real world like this. Yeah, so let's get into some theories and go over some kills. Some kill count theories. That teacher was such a pain in the ass. You knew he had to get killed for all those pain in the ass, making him do push-ups and run laps and everything. But he also found Jesse at a gay bar that he frequented. He could be like, oh, Jesse, you're gay too? Okay, I'll leave it alone. But no, it's like, come back to the gym and run laps. Like, no, man, we're not in school. You can't make me do that. Or Freddy's death was really specific for this guy. Like, oh, you like balls, do you, gay teacher? Well, have all the balls that you can handle. Yeah, he was just killed in such a unique way. And then it's like the towel snapping thing. Was there a scene where he was snapping towels? So that's what Jesse's doing because Jesse's spanking his ass to death. And I think this is like Jesse being Fight Club, right? It's sort of like he's the one doing it because he's actually wearing the cloth that they found in the furnace, but it's him actually killing the guy. So he could possess you for like moments in time. It's sort of like Jesse's having a split personality. But here, I got a theory about this kill then. So it's not really physically Freddy jumping out of Jesse because that wouldn't make any sense. Then Jesse would be dead, right? So it's like what he thinks is going on. Like to the outside world, it's just Jesse. So I don't think he actually like crawled out of his skin like a snake, right? Like a snake shedding its skin. It's sort of just that in Jesse's mind, he sort of becomes Freddy Krueger. But to the outside world, yeah, it's just Jesse. So that's when he's actually possessed. Because right then in the scene afterwards, you see him looking at the man in the mirror. Right? And there's another metaphor like, oh man, we were just having a nice platonic male sleepover, but you know, my gay self had to come out. The Freddy Krueger had to come out. It manifests itself. But this whole transformation is so cool. It's all practical effects too, way back before the days of CGI. Like, this show won some sort of award, because that is amazing. The face popping out, great stuff. Then, right here, this is what splits fans. Like, what? Freddy Krueger jumping inside the real world? He's only done that a couple of times. He did that in Freddy vs. Jason and maybe at the end of Nightmare on Elm Street 1. But you could think that the whole ending was like a fake out for Nancy, that was a dream. But Freddy sort of has to be dragged into the real world, right? Like how she dragged the hat out of that dream. You have to hold on to Freddy Krueger and then like wake up abruptly and then you can take him out into the real world. But seems like right here, this guy is just Jesse. But how do you even get possessed but you wear a sweater and everything? I think it's just Jesse to everybody. Jesse wearing a glove. And I believe the kill count's a little bit murky here because they were trying to pump up the numbers for Freddy Krueger, but you go, wow, that guy, alright, I'll give him that. That guy is definitely dead because he's got the blank death face and everything, so that guy's a goner. But the other people seem to just got burned. I mean, maybe third degree burns, but maybe he'll live. And look, a couple of kids fell into the boiling water. I guess you could count maybe 2 or 3 people there. And a guy climbing up the fence. And a kill that didn't even have nothing to do with Freddy. Like someone got trampled on. So, I don't know, man. Maybe you can only count like 3 or 4. You have to go to like see the next day who survived or who didn't. Or I'm being a little bit too conservative with what counts as a kill because this guy does not seem to make it. He is engulfed in flames. That's more than third degree. And he's like laying down. I don't know if he could really survive that. Maybe. Or like this, fire water. I don't know. There was like 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know. 4 people fell in there. Maybe. But it's not like it all turned into gas. Okay, so do you even count the girl at the end either? Because Freddy's glove pops out of her chest, but that's almost like a projection. That's not really even her. You can kill anybody. That's part of his dream. That's part of your torture. And this is sort of like the last time we see Jesse and Lisa alive. So maybe that's it for them. We don't see them forever. They're not in the continuity. They're not in part 3. We never mention them again. This could be their death right here. Not a happy ending for them. But you know what? That's what happened with Nancy when she drove off in the car in the first movie. And she came back in part 3. So who knows? But we never saw them again. So I count them as dead. So that's 6 kills total. So, that's it, man. Tell me if you think Jesse and Lisa lived or not. So, alright, thanks for watching. Like and follow me down below on all the things. And catch you dudes later. Later, dudes.